And Arizona Republicans are blocking efforts to repeal the state's near-total ban on abortion access. Lawmakers on both sides had called for the repeal after the state Supreme Court affirmed the Civil War-era law. But now some state Republicans are reversing course. Senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has the latest from Arizona.
The intense political fight playing out in Arizona after the state Supreme Court's decision to reinstate a 160-year-old law banning abortions in all but one circumstance for the life of the mother.
Should the 1864 ban on abortion remain the law in Arizona, people will die.
One day after the ruling, there was bipartisan outrage, with state lawmakers on both sides pushing to repeal the law. But when Democrats in the state house tried to move forward with a vote, Republicans blocked it.
There is no reason to rush on this very important topic.
It was chaos, and all because our Republican majority refuses to do what they said they would do.
Donald Trump appointed 3 of the 6 Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade, clearing the way for 21 states to ban or restrict access to abortion. But now Trump says Arizona went too far.
Did Arizona go too far? Yeah, they did, and that'll be straightened out. And as you know, it's all about states' rights. That'll be straightened out.
Just weeks ago, Trump was floating the idea of a national abortion ban, but now he said he would not sign one. And he said states should decide whether doctors should face punishment for performing abortions.
Do you think a doctor should be punished who perform abortions?
I'll let that be to the states. You know, everything we're doing now is states.
Abortion providers like Dr. Jill Gibson could face fines and 5 years in prison under the ban.
How can we not have justices that recognize that a law that was enacted before Arizona was a state, before women had the right to vote, should be applicable in today's society?
The Biden campaign says it's Trump that owns the suffering and chaos happening right now. And soon voters in this critical battleground state could have the final say, with abortion rights expected to be on the ballot this November.
Senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott joins me now from Phoenix with more. Rachel, Republicans seem divided over this law. Now, former President Trump said just yesterday that Arizona went too far here and that, quote, it'll be straightened out. So what do you think he means by that? Could he help influence these lawmakers when it comes to this ban?
Well, what is clear, Diane, is that Republicans are just not all on the same page when it comes to this. And they've really struggled as a party with their messaging on this issue. And so we are seeing that play out right now, even in a state like Arizona. Yes, you have the former president who says this Arizona ban goes too far. You even have some state Republicans here in Arizona who believe that this ban needs to be repealed. But then yet, when we did see these efforts by Democrats to try to call a vote to bring that bill to the floor to repeal this law, it was Republicans standing in the way. They say they need more time to review this law and the legislation before moving forward, Diane.
Now, Arizona is one of several states where abortion might be on the ballot this year. So far, this issue has been put to voters in 7 states, and so far all of those votes have gone in favor of abortion rights. So what are you watching for ahead of November?
Yeah, abortion rights is on a winning streak when it comes to actually being on the ballot in some of these critical elections. So here's what we know. We know that as many as 14 states could have the issue of abortion rights, reproductive rights on the ballot this fall for the election. And that does include several battleground states, including right here in Arizona, as well as Nevada and Pennsylvania. So Democrats are hoping that that drives out some more supporters and turns out the vote for them.
Now, Vice President Kamala Harris is set to visit Arizona tomorrow. What do you expect from that, and how critical is this issue for the Biden campaign?
Vice President Kamala Harris has been the leading voice for the Biden administration on the issue of reproductive rights. Remember, it was just weeks ago that she went to a Planned Parenthood clinic herself, the first vice president or president from any administration to even enter an abortion clinic. And so she will be coming to this state. We do expect her to sort of drive home what the campaign has been messaging. They believe that Donald Trump owns the suffering and chaos, in their words, that they are seeing play out across the country, Diane.
So, Rachel, what are the next steps there in Arizona?
So as of now, the state legislature is not in session today. After that bill was blocked by Republicans just yesterday, they called for a recess. So they are now out on recess until Wednesday. We're not really expecting any more movement on this until then, unless they decide to come back and take up a possible bill to repeal this law. I'm told that the Democratic governor has not ruled out calling a special session, but the bottom line here is that Republicans control both chambers in the state legislature, so she would need the votes of Republicans in order to repeal that law. And when it comes to whether or not timing on when this goes into effect, we know the state Supreme Court put this ruling on hold for a lower court review for about 14 days. Abortion right advocates here believe that there's a separate lawsuit that buys them even more time. So the bottom line here, we're looking probably about several weeks before this law actually goes into effect here in Arizona.
Rachel Scott in Phoenix for us. Rachel, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.